All right, let's study about
Welcome
Australia.
to a new
Ma'am, should I play it?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, I will not go on to the view part. It is really
chapter. You will understand about the political and physical divisions of Australia. Let's begin with session 1. In this session, you will understand the location, extent, and boundaries of Australia. So let's begin. Australia. It is the world's only continent that is also a country. This continent is referred to as an island continent because water bodies surround it on all sides. In terms of area, it is the smallest continent in the world and sixth largest country in the world. The population of this continent is not only sparse but also unevenly distributed, as 2/3 of the continent is a desert. Officially, it is known as Commonwealth of Australia. Some facts about Australia. As a continent, Australia was cut off from the rest of the world and undiscovered for centuries. Therefore, the Aborigines, that is, the original inhabitants of Australia, they lived a primitive life in tribes. They used to hunt and gather food to survive, even until the 17th century, after which they came into contact with the Western world. Let us study about Australia's location on the globe. Australia, it lies completely in the southern and eastern hemispheres. It lies between 12 degrees south and 38 degrees south latitude and between 114 degree east and 154 degree east longitude. The Tropic of Capricorn passes through Australia. Let us discuss the boundaries. Australia has the Indian Ocean in the west and the Pacific Ocean in the east. Just have a look, they are all circled. It lies to the southeast of Asia. The Southern Ocean lies to the south between Australia and the frozen continent of Antarctica. The Arafura Sea lies to the north of Australia. Indonesia and Papua New Guinea are two countries to the north of Australia. To its southeast lies New Zealand. I hope this is clear. So in this session, we discussed about Australia, its location, extent and boundaries. See you all in the next session. Till then, thank you.
Solve the quiz, but then everybody should answer together, okay? Australia is officially known as dash.
Commonwealth of Australia.
Okay, next. Very good. Let's go on to the next. Australia has dash ocean in the west.
Indian and Pacific Ocean. Indian and Pacific
Ocean. Indian and Pacific.
Next, the dash line of
Tropic of Capricorn.
Next, Australia lies entirely in the
Southern and
Eastern.
Hemisphere.
Very good. That means you all were paying attention. Very nice. Now let us have a look at the second video.
Yes.
In the second session, we will discuss about the political divisions of Australia. Australia is a federation of 6 states and 2 mainland territories. The 6 states of Australian Federation are Just look at the slide. Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, South Australia, Western Australia and Tasmania. The two mainland territories of Australian Federation are Northern Territory and the Australian Capital Territory. Canberra is the national capital of Australia. Children, you should also know that Sydney is the largest city and the most important port in Australia. It is the capital of New South Wales, the oldest and the most populous state of Australia. These are all the states along with their capital cities. The capital of Southern Australia is Adelaide, Western Australia is Perth, Queensland, Brisbane, New South Wales is Sydney, Victoria, Melbourne, Tasmania is Hobart, Northern Territory is Darwin, and Australian Capital Territory is Canberra. Children, you all have to remember this. And with this, we finish our small session about all the political divisions of Australia. See you in the next session. Till then, thank you.
Okay, so let us solve the quiz. Let me see if you all were watching the video carefully. All right, wait, let me read the question and then you all give the answers, children, okay? First, Dash is the capital city of Tasmania.
Hobart.
All right. Next, Dash is to the west of Northern Territory.
Western Australia.
Very good. Very good. Melbourne is the capital city of Dash state.
Victoria.
Okay. Very good. Next, the state to the north of the New South Wales is Dash.
Queensland. Hmm?
Okay. Next, the state to the northeast of South Australia is Dash.
Ma'am, Queensland.
Hmm.
Got it? All right. Now let us have a look
Hello
at
children,
the third
welcome
video.
to Australia. This is the last and the third session of Australia. In this session, we will discuss about the physical divisions of Australia. Australia has fairly flat land. It does not have high mountains or plateaus. It can be divided into 4 broad physical divisions from east to west. Starting with the eastern coastal plains, then the eastern highlands, central lowlands, and the western plateau. Just have a look at the image. So let's discuss about the eastern coastal plains. They form a narrow strip of fertile farmland. This area is drained by several short and rapid flowing rivers that have their sources in the eastern highlands and they flow into the Pacific Ocean. So the blue area are the eastern coastal plains. Let's move on to the next. Eastern highlands. Now as you see in the image, I have highlighted it in the legend. So the pink area are the eastern highlands. The eastern highlands, they run parallel to the eastern and the southeastern coast and extend from the peninsula of Cape York in the north to the Bass Strait in the south. They are also called Great Dividing Range because they separate the eastern coastal plains from central lowlands. Mount Kosciuszko is the highest peak. The southern eastern mountains are higher than the Australian Alps and are covered in snow in winter. The rivers that originate these mountains includes the River Murray and River Darling. I hope this is clear. Let's move on. The central lowlands. They are located between the Western Plateau and the Eastern Highlands, as you can see in the picture. Now, these central lowlands are further divided into three regions. The first one is the Carpentria lowlands or the Great Artisan Basin. It is one of the largest underground water reservoirs in the world. Just have a look at the image, you'll get a clear idea where exactly it is. Coming on to the next one, the Lake Erie Basin. It lies in the middle of the central lowlands around Lake Erie, which is seasonal shallow salt water lake. Now the third one is the Murray-Darling Basin. It is located in the southeastern part of the central lowlands. It is the most fertile part of the country as River Murray and the Darling flows through this area. So this was all about the central lands. Moving on to the Western Plateau. The plateau is made of ancient mineral-rich rocks and covers 2/3 of the country. The average height of this plateau is 300 to 450 meters and is mostly desert or semi-desert area. The most striking feature of this plateau is the iris rock. It is a monolith, that is, it is one of the single largest rock in the world. Isn't that interesting? Let's move on to the Great Barrier Reef. Have a look at the slide. You will understand where exactly it is. It is a shallow underground ridge-like structure of coral off the northeast coast of Australia. Now this beautiful and colorful reef is 2000 kilometers long. The second image which you can see on the slide, that is the satellite image of the Great Barrier Reef. But you know children, now this reef is threatened by climate change, catchment pollution, coastal development, tourism and fishing. With this we summarize our chapter. In this session we discussed about the eastern coastal plains, the eastern highlands, the central lowlands and the western plateau. The image shows it all. Thank you children.
Okay, let's do the quiz. Let us understand how many of you all are paying attention. Let me read the question. The dash is a monolith in the western plateau of Australia.
Ayers rock.
Okay, very good. Very good. Next, the dash is off the northeast coast
Great
of
Barrier
Australia.
Reef.
Barrier
Barrier
Reef.
Reef.
Very good, very good. Next, the dash basin of Australia is one of the largest.
Great Artisan
Artesian.
Okay, children, let me complete the question, then you all can give the answers in chorus, no problem.
Okay.
Okay, next. The Eastern Highlands are also called as dash.
Great Dividing Range.
Dividing range.
Very good, very good. So the last question. Dash is the highest peak in the
Mount
Kosciuszko.
Okay, very good, very good. So let's stop here for today.